everybody. Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm here with my co-host, UPenn's finest, Danny Cole. I'm Antonio Perez. It is NFL Eve, and well, by the time you're watching this, it's going to be NFL Day. It's going to be Bills-Rams, Thursday Night Football, finally back, and it's
The
almost
best team
poetic.
in the AFC versus the best team in the NFC.
The Chiefs don't play till Sunday, but anyway, or the Chargers don't play till Sunday. But anyway, I think it's poetic. Our first in season as a podcast, episode 32. 32 teams in the league. We're going to be talking about all 32 as we are going to be making week 1 predictions, and of course, we have to make our award predictions as well. Spoiler alert, Jalen Hurts is winning MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's winning the Super Bowl and he's getting Super Bowl MVP.
I
just a
have
little
question.
spoiler warning.
How is he winning the Comeback Player of the Year if he never got hurt?
Listen, he's going to come back a new man, and it's going to be so unrecognizable. It's going to be great. All right. But getting into... Before we get into Summit's Plummets, Danny, how are you doing? I know you had Raising Cane's. That is why he is late, but always worth it. It is always worth it.
Always worth
Good
it.
stuff.
Raising Cane's is a beautiful day.
Temple, we got a Raising Cane's on campus now. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they got Cane's on campus up there. I think that's actually going to be my summit. Raising Cane's come to Philadelphia. What better way to bring in chicken in Philadelphia?
That's a dub. I mean, rip to the workers.
Yeah,
rip to the workers. They're probably getting absolutely slammed. They definitely
like Wawa times 5. It's bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, honestly, and all the meals are the same. It's just you have to throw like an extra tender in or something, or an extra batch of fries,
or extra Texas.
Yeah, but yes, huge dub on Philadelphia schools for adding Raising Cane's. Yeah, even though I have yet to had it. I'm gonna. Just like Cane's, where you can swap out the bad coleslaw for the good fries, I'm going to swap out a plummet for a summit. I got 2 summits this week. One, Yazid, me and Danny's friend, we grew up with him. He put me onto the halal cart this week.
Halal carts are crazy.
That's some of the best food I've ever had in my life. I had chicken over salad today with white sauce and a little bit of hot sauce.
I'm going to put you on ready. Tell him next time, tzatziki. That's the real name for it.
Tzatziki.
Whoa, who told you that? Yeah.
And that cart is such a dub because you get a free drink with your meal. Super cool.
Yeah, better.
And I'm gonna flow right into my other summit. I joined my first fantasy football league since 2012 today. Yeah,
Man,
I was in the middle.
You were coming out the womb doing fantasy football drafts. It seems like.
No, I mean, I was in 5th grade. That's when I really started to get into football. I was in 10 leagues.
Whoa.
They were corny NFL.com leagues, like super easy to handle, whatever. But I'm in the middle of class. One of the guys at one of the blogging sites was like, yo, just make a quick 12-man. Let's do a draft at 8. I was like, all right, let's do it. I might have messed up because of the scoring he said a little different. Look, I'm way out of the loop on fantasy football, but I have Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry on my team. So it was a $10 buy-in, 12-man league. So in about 4 or 5 months, I'll be expecting $120 right to the Venmo. So yeah,
it's an investment.
That was nice. I'm still working on a team name. I'm thinking Run for Miles. Dallas, no Cowboys, because I have Dallas Goddard, the Brady Bunch.
I'm going to tell you
some stuff.
I'm going to tell you my team name. It's iconic. I have Kyler Murray. So I could either go Kyler Pitts or I could go Kyler the Creator.
I like Kyler the Creator, but Kyler Pitts is pretty nice. Kyler Pitts is pretty good. Yeah, but fantasy football is always fun when you get creative with the names. I really wanted Jalen Hurts, but due to like the scoring of the league, a lot of QBs were going first round, and I wasn't able to land them. But I got Christian McCaffrey at the 4th pick, so steal. I don't care what kind of scoring it is. In this league, he's set to average like 32 points a game. So yeah, that's great. Do you plummet, or are you gonna swap out the coleslaw?
I'm gonna go with the plummet. It's been a few weeks since I talked about this team. The fork is in the Red Sox. They're officially went from one of
Yeah,
the
you're
best
done.
teams in the league. They went from one of the best teams in the league. Actually, I'm not even going to talk about baseball. I'm going to go completely away from sports here. I'm going to talk about A Boogie. He got one last chance on his album, man.
Yeah, that's really do or die.
This is like
And he would.
Man, NBA playoffs. You better get past that first round Sixers next year. You better get past that second round Sixers next year, or that team getting blown up.
He's fighting. A Boogie is fighting mad bust allegations right now.
Yeah, he is.
He had a couple hits of the
he's about to get
Summers.
traded for a fifth and a fourth comp like Brigger.
Nah, I think he's more of a. I don't know. He might be just a round 7 type thing. Round 7, get the cap off. I mean, he had his summer hits, but it's been a while.
Yeah, that's back in his college days, man.
Can he beat the bust allegation? Can he redeem himself like Andrew Wiggins? We'll just say timeless and ran somewhere like those years he averaged 24 points a game. Then now he's kind of falling off. But can he go get a championship with this next album?
Can he develop some defense?
Probably. Can he
He'll
lock
never
up?
touch any of these. Never touch any of these.
No, I was actually listening to Goodbye and Good Riddance in the car. Great album. But we have to move on. Take the Skyline segment. Week 1, spreads and winners. We're going to get right to it. Danny, share the screen. We're doing everything through, sporting news, betting lines. That's what we're going to go with. So no bias. I have the paper right here. We're going to be writing down all our wins, all our predictions. We're just going to get a quick prediction in right now, though. Maddie, real quick, who is the NFL MVP this year?
I have no clue.
She doesn't have a clue, but she will have an answer for us a little later. I can assure you that.
Bosa. She thinks it's Joey Bosa.
She's gonna do elite research because she would never make a decision without thinking about it first. Definitely. So we're gonna start at the top. Bills, Rams. Danny, I'll let you go first on this one. We're just gonna almost kind of rapid fire.
I'm taking the Bills to win. I'm taking the Bills to win and to cover 2.5 points. I think the Bills win by a solid at least 4.
All right, I like that one. I'm also going to take the Bills, and I'm also going to take them to cover. I think Josh Allen's going to start off the year absolutely amazing. However, Stephon Diggs will not because Jalen Ramsey's on the other side of the ball. It's going to be great seeing Aaron Donald back in action. It's going to be great. Cannot wait. Moving on, we got the Cleveland sex offenders at the Carolina Panthers. Baker's revenge game. I wish not Deshaun Watson should never play it down in football. I've already went over this. He should never play it down in football again, but I wish he was in this game just so Baker could beat him. I'm taking Carolina and the spread on this one.
I think the Browns are too good for the Panthers. But I think that also goes without being said. The Browns have more skill, but the Panthers somehow get it done. It's one of those games where you're like, the Browns.
The Panthers have that dog in them when they ironically have that dog in them because of Baker Mayfield. So are you going Panthers or Browns?
I'm going Panthers, but I think the game's going to be very close. I think the Browns cover the spread.
So they cover the spread, but you're going Panthers. All right, me and Danny are matching 2 for 2 deep. New England Patriots at Miami Dolphins. Miami is a 3-point favorite, that looks like. I'm
taking Mac Jones here.
You're going to go with the Patriots and Mac Jones. Hearing you pick the Patriots for anything is kind of crazy considering the pent-up aggression I imagine you have against Bill Belichick. But I'm going Miami.
at some point, aggression turns into understanding how good of a coach he is.
I feel that way about Tony Romo. I'm not gonna lie, but
he's such a great commentator.
I'm taking Miami here, but I am gonna take Patriots to cover. I think it's gonna be a very good game. Young quarterback versus Bill Belichick. You know how that goes, but Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle's on my fantasy team.
Might be too much to
then
handle. Might be.
Waddle away might also be a potential fantasy name. I'm going with the Dolphins. That is our first disagreement.
Without being said, I think we both have the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, Miles Sanders is also on my fantasy team, so is Dallas Goedert, so I hope things happen. I'm just going to fill in Eagles for us real quick.
Correct.
All right. Now, Ravens-Jets. Joe Flacco will be starting for the Jets, facing his former team. Lamar Jackson just came out and said Friday's the deadline for his new contract. I highly doubt it. If the Ravens can't get him his guaranteed money, what are the chances he sits this game out?
He said he's not sitting out. He'll play under whatever contract he has.
Lamar's a good man because if I'm picking them regardless, I'm going with the Ravens.
I'm going the Ravens.
I think they potentially have the chance to get the 1 seeds.
I got the Jets covering.
What's let me see.
7 points.
7. I'm actually going to take the Ravens to cover. I think this is going to get ugly. Okay. I do think Flacco gets a. I do think Flacco throws a touchdown though. I think it's going to be pretty heartwarming feeling. 49ers, Chicago Bears, two of my favorite quarterbacks in the game: Trey Lance, Justin Fields.
Unfortunately, I got the San Francisco 49ers covering in a blowout. Bro, Nick Bosa
I have the
is
49ers
going to run
absolutely
circles
obliterating.
Nick Bosa is going to run circles around that abysmal line.
It's got to be a racist for what Nick Bosa is about to do to Justin Fields. It's very unfortunate. Justin Fields is truly one of the more talented quarterbacks in the league, but he has the worst supporting cast I've ever seen. It is so bad.
Someone told me Darnell Mooney a top 10 receiver. Because
Darnell Mooney is on the come up, but let's get real. That offensive line is one of the worst in football. Darnell Mooney as your wide receiver 1 is enough to get your general manager a life sentence, and the defense is no good. While being away from Matt Nagy is a plus, the talent around you is a little rough. I'm just going to go Niners covering the spread on the road. Trey Lance is going to. There's apparently a lot of Trey Lance hate going on, but he's going to shut everything up. I can promise you that. Moving on.
I think
Colts,
we
Texans,
both agree.
Same
Colts
thing.
Are going to cover. The Colts will cover.
Yeah. The Colts are going to absolutely obliterate the Texans. And it's a shame because
I disagree. I don't think it's going to be obliteration. I think it's going to be closer than people think. The Colts struggle with these in-division mid-teams. But no, I think it's going to be a decent game, but I think the Colts still cover.
So you're thinking maybe like a 10-point win, something like that?
Between 7 to 10, yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good game for Houston, I believe. And Davis Mills is a kind of similar situation of Fields, but I think he has a way shorter leash because he's not one of these high potential quarterbacks like him, Lawrence, Lance, Hurts, potentially Mac Jones. He's on a very short leash with a very bad team. It's kind of unfortunate, but if he doesn't, I don't know, if he doesn't get this team like 7 wins, I can't really see them sticking around with them. And there's no way they're getting 7 wins. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. Jags at Commanders. I'm going to take the Commanders. I'm not going to be silly. I'm going to take the Commanders.
I think Carson Wentz
to cover as well.
Here's what I'll say. I think Carson Wentz comes out, lights up the first half as we always see, throws a boneheaded pick going into half, and the Jags get momentum. The Carson Wentz did
Jaguars?
that every year. I'm taking the Jags.
All right.
I think nice. Trevor Lawrence.
Another disagreement. This is what we need.
I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a great first game.
You mentioning Trevor Lawrence makes me want to pick them so bad.
Also, there's some news that Chase Young is not healthy.
I'm switching my pick.
Chase Young is not healthy.
Yeah, that's what just made me think of it. I'm switching my pick.
Which makes me
I want the Jaguars.
Not favoring. That's fine. That's understandable.
if you can pressure Trevor Lawrence, he is some of the best pocket presence in the NFL. And if you don't have Chase Young out there, yeah, forget it. If that kid a clean pocket, even if his best weapon is like Christian Kirk, I think he's going to be amazing.
Montez Sweat
very,
is very good.
Montez Sweat and the Eagles' Josh Sweat, very nice. Two sweaty boys. I'm taking the
Saints,
Jags,
Falcons.
but yeah, Jags to win and cover. Saints, Falcons. Give me the Saints. Give me the Saints, but I think the Falcons can cover.
Give me the Saints, and I think the Saints cover by a landslide.
All right. I hope Michael Thomas is healthy for that one. I would consider sitting Thomas. I would consider sitting Thomas this one. I think you have some pretty good wide receiver depth. If he's just not 100%, I wouldn't rush it against the Falcons.
Here's my thing. I would play him. Unless you have really good depth, I would play him. I think
Olave's listed a wide receiver 5.
That's absurd.
Kind of crazy. That is crazy. I mean, like, that just shows like the work the veterans have put in for the Saints and a very good job by their coaching staff. Moving on,
elaborated.
Danny, your Steelers got to face the reigning AFC champion Bengals.
Guess what?
I'm going to go with the Bengals, but there is no way they're winning by 6 or 7 points.
The Bengals
blew the Steelers covering, but the Bengals are winning.
The Bengals blew the Steelers out last year, both times they played. Big Ben looked abysmal. I think the Steelers' pocket presence looked really bad. This year, we had more athletic quarterback. Our receivers are healthy. Our tight end's healthy. Najee Harris is looking good. I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I think they win in a very close game.
There it is. I mean, look, I truly don't think it's a bad pick. I've seen Pro Football Talk has the Steelers winning the division and getting the 3rd seed. The Ravens not making the playoffs.
So I don't think
that's dirty work. That is dirty work. I think we can go.
I think we can go 11-6. I think it's very slept on how good this team is. I think people forget that our defense is 2 years removed from starting 11-0.
I think the main concerns are just quarterback, which have died down a little bit now that you have Trubisky and Pickett had a good preseason. It's kind of the O-line. It's a little bit of a problem. Not a little bit. It's a big problem. It's a little abysmal. But I think you can work around it with your elite defense.
We've made a few improvements to our O-line. But when you have guys like TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, Minka Fitzpatrick, Miles Jack, it's just hard not to be good, you know?
Sorry, just pre-filling in my next pick. I think the Chiefs are going to win and cover in Arizona in the desert against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. For your sake, though, I hope Kyler Murray has a great game so you can get that dub in fantasy. So I'm looking out for that. Kyler is one of my favorite quarterbacks. Well-deserved money this offseason, but Patrick Mahomes is the second best player in football. I'm gonna rock with him 99.9% of the time.
What I'll tell you is this. I think the Chiefs are going to have a great offensive game, but I think the Cardinals pull out a shootout.
Ooh, I think that's a hot take. I think it's
going to be like a 40-34 game like the Raiders when they beat the Chiefs a while back. I think the Cardinals are the team that matches up with the Chiefs really, really well. You got 2 high-powered offenses. If you're going to beat the Chiefs, you need a high-powered offense. You saw the Bengals do it. You saw the Bills go tit for tat with them. 1 out the Cardinals. That's my pick.
So, just by the way, when we get to the end of these picks, we're going to pick one that's an upset. Well, we already picked the upset. We're going to pick one that we think is a lock. And essentially we'll like total up how we did on our locks. But anyway, moving on. Packers visiting the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know how to feel about this one. I don't ever like going against Aaron Rodgers.
Here's what I'll tell you. Nope. Stay away. Do not bet this game. Do not come anywhere near it. Aaron Rodgers is going to win this game, though.
So you're going Packers?
At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is Kirk Cousins' uncle. He owns him. He's his father.
So he's his uncle and his father. There is some weird stuff going on up in the NFC North.
Aaron Rodgers got the lion tattooed on his arm. He got all the random Viking stuff on. He owns them, man. I think there's a lot of talent in the Packers wide receiver room, aside from Allen Lazard getting hurt. But I think Aaron Rodgers is the guy. And
Lizard was going to be a wide receiver one.
Here's the thing: if any team has the corners to shut down Justin Jefferson, it's the Green Bay Packers, man.
Jair Alexander. I've said it. Jair Alexander is, I still believe, the second best corner in football when healthy.
Is. And guess what?
He
Eric
did
Stokes
an amazing job last time we seen him.
I'm going to make a hot take right now. Eric Stokes is a better cornerback than Trevon Diggs.
Woo! Man, I mean, Trevon Diggs has a very high ceiling because of his already elite ball skills, but I mean, in terms of coverage, I mean, that's not saying a lot. But Trevon Diggs is one of the premier corners in the league because of his elite ball making skills and recovery speed. That is a hot take. I do like that one. Next one, we got Raiders, Chargers. Don't know how I feel about the Chargers. I don't think they're losing a football game.
Yeah, I think the Chargers go like 14-3, 13-4. So I'm taking the Chargers here.
I really do. The Chargers are very, very good at football. And I'm going to take them to cover the spread. I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them in a 4-point win. I like 27-23. It sounds good.
All signs point to me that the Tennessee Titans are going to have some dud year. And I think the New York Giants could be one of those teams that come out really hot in the first half. Wan'Dale Robinson here, and Kadarius Toney are looking really good. And you think the Giants, dang, we're going to have a good season. Come out of the locker room, and Derrick Henry's going to bust out an 80-yard run. I'm taking the Titans.
Derrick Henry's going to give me 40 fantasy points.
In one play.
You know what? While we're on the topic, another rule, me and Danny cannot pick the Eagles or Steelers for locks. Completely biased. This is my lock. I'm going to draw a little lock next to it. I'm going with the Titans and a lock on that one. Tampa Bay at Dallas Cowboys. Tampa favored by 2.5. I'm going to take the Bucs.
Wait, am I allowed to take the Eagles for a lock?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Okay.
Are you taking the... Do you want to take the Eagles for the lock?
They're not my lock, but I'm just gonna.
All right. Well, we'll save your lock. I have a feeling I know what your lock is, but anyway, Bucs Cowboys, taking Bucs to win and cover in a brutal shootout, 45-42. I'm thinking.
This is Sunday Night Football. Last year
Brady gets the ball back, and you know how that goes.
Last year they played Thursday Night Football to open the season. This year they're playing Sunday Night Football to open the season.
It's a good matchup. It really is. Dak really shows out against the higher end QBs. It's his performance against the lower end QBs that makes you wonder, how is Dak Prescott not a top 10 quarterback sometimes? It makes him closer to Kirk Cousins than like Joe Burrow because of that. Yeah. But I'm taking Tampa Bay, the Brady bunch, to beat the division rival Cowboys. Last but not least, Broncos country versus the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of news came out today about how the Seahawks treated Wilson. Wilson blamed Carroll for losing the 2019 MVP and was reportedly pissed that they were scouting Mahomes in 2017 and Josh Allen in 2018.
Rightfully so. He was MVP candidate year in, year out.
I think Russell Wilson. You remember that one year where Peyton Manning opened the year with 7 touchdown passes?
He might do that.
Yes, I think he might have the chance to do that.
Man,
I think he's pissed.
6.5 points is not enough points, man. I think the Broncos win this game.
Make it like it has to be like one of those Alabama spreads.
I think they messed Sunday Night Football up here. Monday Night Football.
There's it's a good storyline, but come on.
What you should have done is put Patriots Dolphins in Monday Night Football. Would have been a great game to start the year.
Personally, I would like to see Jaguars Commanders, but Danny, you have to give us your lock. What are we thinking?
Lock, but not the Drew Lock on the Seattle Seahawks because he's a backup. My lock. Let's see if you can think who it is. Take a guess. Take a gander.
I would have to think Broncos at Seahawks.
My lock is New Orleans Saints at Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh, I like that one. Picking a division rival to be a lock is insanely bold, regardless of how bad it is. Because anything can happen. But wrong side. Got it. All right. So we got our locks. So me and Danny agree on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. On 13 of our picks, we agreed. However, the difference maker will come in Dolphins, Patriots, Bengals, Steelers, and Chiefs, Cardinals. So only one of us can come out on top with a winning record. All right. Well, that was very fun. But we have to move on to our NFL award predictions.
Yeah,
and we're going to start
right to it.
The most valuable player award. Danny, floor is yours.
The MVP award is awarded to the best player in the league each year. And I think in the NBA,
the best quarterback.
Well, yes. We can't. It might be running back sometimes if they have some crazy year. In the NBA, the award usually goes to some guy who he didn't need to make his team a 1 seed. He didn't need to elevate his game. He just needs to have good stat line. In the NFL, it's different. You need to elevate the team level. You need to bring that leadership. You need to bring every trait to winning football. And that guy for me is Justin Herbert. And I probably took your pick here. It really is hard because I think Justin Herbert's that guy. I was debating between Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. There's another name that I like for MVP in the back door. That everyone's going on. No one's betting. No one's talking about. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Well, it's crazy because he got voter fatigue he won it once and he's got voter fatigue. It's insane. I thought I was gonna say let's say it on 3 and we were both gonna say Jalen Hurts, but yeah, picking Justin Herbert. Danny elaborated on everything, so we can move on to Offensive Player of the Year. I'm rolling with Justin Jefferson to win Offensive Player of the Year.
I'm gonna go a very, very hot take. I'm gonna go with the other LSU counterpart, Ja'Marr Chase.
You're gonna go with Ja'Marr Chase. I like that pick, and it just the talent between them two, the fact that they played on the same team, it's truly remarkable. I definitely think Chase is a top 5 candidate to get this award. Just hopefully he gets the touches, ease up on the drops a little bit.
Honestly,
I do like that.
There's a guy
Defensive Player of the Year.
There's a guy who might get the touches to win Offensive Player of the Year. Is Najee Harris. He's going to get all the touches he needs to win Offensive Player of the Year.
Maybe. It's certainly possible. The yards and efficiency are there. It's definitely possible. Danny, Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year. It's going to upset you a little bit because it upsets me a little bit. It's Micah Parsons.
That's a good pick. I didn't even think of that.
I'm going away from TJ Watt. I think he'll get voter fatigue. He's going to need to break the sack record to get Defensive Player of the Year, and I don't think he's going to have another insane season. He could. I think Myles Garrett is another great name, but I'm going Micah Parsons. He does it all. He's going to have 10 plus sacks, and he's going to have an insane amount of tackles. He's the guy.
I'm going with the best player in football. It's been a while since he won it. His production has dropped to his standards. I'm going with Aaron Donald to win the Defensive Player of the Year. It's been a minute. I believe he is 3. He's going to have a record 4 Defensive Player of the Years. More
Did J.J. Watt have 3 or 4?
The defensive GOAT. What?
Did J.J. Watt have 3 or 4?
J.J. Watt has 3. Lawrence Taylor has 3. Aaron Donald has 3. Aaron Donald's going to get his 4th, solidifying him as the greatest defensive player to ever play.
Sorry, that's Prime. I'm Prime.
Prime's a great pick. Prime is a more than valid pick.
You ever seen the interview? They said Dion. Who would win in a coverage battle? You or Tyreek Hill? I'm prime.
He's prime. His son is absolutely amazing, by the way. But
He's
player of the year, I don't know too many candidates. Comeback player of the year.
It's a lot that could go. It's a lot of players that come to mind when I say this. Here's what I'll tell you. Chase Young might win it.
Chase Young is a good pick.
Yeah, guys like Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Baker Mayfield.
Oh, I'm going Christian McCaffrey.
Michael Thomas. But you know who my comeback player of the year is? Not any of those guys. Oh, I don't know why Travis Etienne could be considered comeback player of the year because he never played a down of football in the NFL. I don't understand that. But my comeback player of the year
Simmons effect
is the running back for the New York Giants, Saquon Barkley.
So we're both going with a back. All right. I like Saquon Barkley. I hope he finally bounces back, but not against us.
There's a guy that I could see winning comeback player of the year that I didn't mention. Juju Smith-Schuster.
It's possible. That's very possible. With Mahomes and the rest of the guys around him.
Out of all the receivers, I think Juju has the best shot. It's
possible.
Last time we saw him as a number 2 wide receiver in an offense, which he is this year, he's number 2 option. He had 1,400 yards and 10-plus touchdowns.
Coach of the year. I'm going to go with Kyle Shanahan. I feel confident in that one. I'm going to go Kyle Shanahan. I think first year with Lance as the starter, they're going to do an amazing job. I think he could get the 1 seed. I think they're going to be really good.
My coach of the year lied in 2 positions. A team who's going to outperform their expectations in the Pittsburgh Steelers. But that's not who I'm going with. I'm not going with Mike Tomlin. The team that I'm going with is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Going with Nick Sirianni.
I think Nick Sirianni. And I think there's one other coach who I think could have got it, and it's Brandon Staley. If you look at improvement, if you go from a 9-8 team to a 13-4 team, man, that's really impressive. You add 5 wins to a team,
huge jump. That would be huge.
But Sirianni's my pick for now.
We're taking one shot.
I think the Eagles have a better, easier record to becoming that 1 seed than the Chargers.
I agree. The Eagles have a very easy schedule. All right. Who are your rookie of the years, offense and defense?
I'll let you go first on that one. Marinade.
I've said it ever since we drafted him. This is going to be the hardest thing ever because of the position he plays, positional value and everything. I think Jordan Davis is winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's an absolute unit. The Eagles love to rotate their guys, keep them very efficient on the line. He's sitting behind Fletcher Cox. I mean, by the time he gets in, he's going to be playing a guard that's been getting beat up by Fletcher Cox all game. I'm going to go Jordan Davis. That has been my only Eagles pick so far when I've wanted to pick them several times already, but I'm going with Jordan Davis. And for Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with Drake London as he's on my fantasy team. And him and Kyle Pitts are going to be the only thing keeping that team afloat. I think he's going to have the numbers. He's going to be absolutely phenomenal. He could play anywhere on the field. I like Drake London.
Yeah, I think it could go a bunch of ways. For Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going with the favorite, Aiden Hutchinson. I think he makes an immediate impact. I said this back when we were predicting the draft. Aiden Hutchinson reminds me of TJ Watt, a little more raw. I think he brings that intensity to the Lions. Yeah. He's going to bite some kneecaps off.
I think he's going to be very good. Already a leader. And while he is raw, he does have room to get better, but he's very NFL ready. I think he could come in, get 10 sacks right away. He's going to be very helpful to that defensive line, but not too much to the fact where he doesn't sack Jalen Hurts. Give me your offensive rookie of the year before we wrap it up with Super Bowl predictions.
My offensive rookie of the year is not Kenny Pickett, and it's not George Pickens. It's a guy who I think is going to break out in a great offense with a second-year quarterback, and it's Garrett Wilson.
I like it. Super talented, wide receiver 1 coming out the draft. I like that a lot. Now,
Garrett Wilson, he has everything you need to be a great receiver in the NFL. He can run routes, he can catch, he can yards after catch.
Fast.
He's better than Olave. And I used to have this take that Olave was better. He's better than Olave. I'm sorry.
Olave is very talented, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he finds himself in this race. Super Bowl. Give me your Super Bowl prediction. Winner, MVP.
My Super Bowl prediction. I told you a while back that the Philadelphia Eagles met their Super Bowl contender last year in the regular season in Philadelphia and lost a close game. Philadelphia Eagles will meet the Los Angeles Chargers in Arizona, Super Bowl, and it's going to be hard to take a prediction. You got Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert. They're there. They're the quarterbacks, what, third-year quarterbacks?
Yeah, and that was my same thing. I had Eagles Chargers, my Super Bowl MVP being Jalen Hurts. For the sake of disagreeing, because I'm not going to – you're going to go Justin Herbert.
No, I'm taking the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. I think they have the most complete roster in the NFL. It's hard for me to pick against them, actually. But if there's a team in the NFC that I think is winning the Super Bowl, it's not the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the Green Bay Packers.
Who, if you have Eagles over Chargers, who's your Super Bowl MVP?
My Super Bowl MVP? Devonta Smith.
Devontae Smith. I mean, it's very possible. This is a little homer because we both have the same pick, both have the same winner. I'll let you know right now. The only reason I'm not picking the Chargers to win this game is because I'm an Eagles fan. I'm too biased to admit that I think the Chargers will win, and you will not hear from me.
Here's what I'll do. I'll simulate my non-Eagles Chargers for fun. Since you also picked Eagles Chargers, I'll simulate my non-Eagles Chargers matchup. In a non-Eagles Chargers matchup, I have the Green Bay Packers going against the Buffalo Bills.
So you want me to change the pick on here?
No.
For the sake of disagreement?
For the sake of disagreement, we can do that. But
I'll just write it down. You said Packers Bills?
Packers Bills.
Aaron Rodgers MVP in that case?
Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
I think this would be one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. And honestly, it kind of reminds you of what happened 2 years ago. You got the young quarterback in Mahomes, and you got the old guy who knows everything about the league, ins and outs, and Rodgers/Brady.
And you got Allen fucking Lazard.
And think about this, right? If you're thinking about the two things, the Chiefs relied on that long stretch the field offense, which is the Bills, and the Packers are relying on a decent offense and a great defense. And that's what the Bucks had 2 years ago.
It's crazy. I mean, maybe it could happen, but Danny, cheers to another NFL season that is starting up tomorrow. We are very excited. Bills Rams could potentially be a Super Bowl preview.
I think the
Danny,
Rams,
anything to say before we wrap this up?
Very hot take. I think the Rams are going to fall back into reality until Odell resigns. Cam Akers is not healthy. It's historically
He's on my fantasy team.
Historically, after an ACL tear, Achilles tear, running backs have not came back and performed well. Darrell Henderson is not that great. He's decent.
But when you get drafted to my fantasy team, though, you perform excellent. Hopefully,
you must be perfect. You drop a pass, you run a mile.
You run a mile. You miss a blocking assignment, you run a mile. You fumble the ball, I will break my foot. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. That was our week 1 picks and NFL award predictions. Hopefully none of this comes back to backfire on us. Hopefully the Eagles don't lose to the crappy Lions in Detroit. And hopefully the Steelers pull off the upset and I get one of my picks wrong. But thank you for tuning in. Everyone have a good day.
And enjoy the NFL. The NFL is back. Let's go.